Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. We've had an exciting week on the farm this week because our new bulls have arrived. We've got 3 new Aberdeen Angus bulls. They're about 2 years old. 2 of them I think have just turned 2 and one will do any month now. The reason we've decided to replace our current bulls is that they're getting on now. A few of them are around 6 years old, and also we didn't have as good a calving rate this year as we would have quite liked. So we had them sperm tested, and 2 of them didn't come back with great results. So those 2 were not going to do the job that we wanted them to do anymore. And one of them was sort of getting on age-wise and also has just grown really well and is probably slightly too big now for our Belted Galloway cows, just because they're quite small cows anyway, the breed, and we don't want them to try and spit out too big a calf because they're easy calvers, and the main point is that they calve themselves, and if you get a bull on them that's too big, then they'll produce a bigger calf. So previously we had 4 bulls. They're all Aberdeen Angus. 3 of them were black and one was red. We're keeping the red one because he's younger, he's still doing a good job, and he looks really nice, and we want to try and keep some of that red gene. The one that's older, that's still doing well but is just a bit too big for our cows, he'll be sold and hopefully get to continue doing the job that he's been doing for us for someone else that has bigger cows and doesn't mind a bigger stamped bull. The 2 that aren't doing well fertility wise, they'll get sold and go for fat. I'm over at our other ground now, which is where the majority of our cows and calves are. That's where we've been moving them to, so there's only around 25 still at home. And the goal today was to come and load up 2 of the bulls that are going to go and stay back home, the one that we're keeping, plus another one that it's been running with. But when we got over here this morning, one of the new bulls that had arrived yesterday was out and just free ranging pretty much in the middle of a construction site. The ground that we've got over here is been built on over the years. It's great ground to rent because it's not very expensive, but they have taken a load of the land over the years and built houses on. So one of the perks of coming over here is that you often have to move around other people, construction workers, and when you have stock that escape, you are tending to be trying to get them in surrounded by building works, which isn't too fun. This morning was a good lesson to share with any non-farmers, which is that 1, you never want to rush a job because you'll end up getting stressed. So whatever you do, you want to make sure you've got plenty of time to do it. And on that note, whatever a farmer tells you a job will take time-wise, always add on 2 to 3 hours because you never know what could happen. We came over here this morning to do a quick job, and when we got round to loading up the 2 bulls we wanted to take, it took no longer than 15 minutes, but we spent at least an hour trying to get the one escaped bull back in and back to the cows. For any Tux fans out there, this is Tux. He's been a bit of a trooper today. When we got the escaped bull back in, it decided to hide under a hedge, and we wanted to push it back to the cows so that it would settle and not look to try and get out straight away again. Tux is an Australian cattle dog, and over in Australia they are used for working cows. He is very much a pet to us. The cows over here, the cows that we have, aren't used to dogs at all, and if we were to use him they would probably get really quite wound up. But we did use him today to try and help us get the bull out of the hedge because it was stood there, and whatever way we went in, it just wasn't going to move with us on bikes, and the ground's still really quite wet over here, so we couldn't get everywhere. So Tux went in and did his best, barking at this bull, acting all tough, trying to get it out, and he did take a kick to the face. So he's been a bit of a trooper today and thought he deserves a shout out. Thought I should update you on what else has been going on this week. We've marked up a few more calves and we're about to move another handful over here. The ginger cow that I showed you in my last video that was looking a bit skinny and we just weren't sure if she had something up or just getting a bit old, we've loaded her up and taken her to the field outside the house at home just so we can keep a closer eye on her. We've got a couple older cows in there and we'll give them a bit of hard feed as and when they need it, just to help them do a bit better. On Thursday evening we went to an interesting event. It was organised by Anglian Water but sort of hosted by a farmer who has dairy cows and some arable land. He's been using the new sustainable farming incentive to fund some new practices on his farm. So that effectively introduces some more herbs and legumes into his grassland or previous arable fields, which will put nitrogen back into the soil and provide a range of different environmental benefits, one of which being increasing biodiversity, so having a greater range of species within that field, which will make the soils more drought resistant, more flood resistant hopefully, and all in all just sort of give back to the soils rather than always depleting them. It was a really interesting event and it was really encouraging to see a farmer sharing his knowledge, sharing practices that have worked for him and have helped make his business more environmentally sustainable whilst maintaining economic sustainability. The environmental side of things is something that I'm really passionate about, and I think that all farmers should be working hard to provide the most environmental benefits they can alongside their practices, and realise that quite often this could help improve the resilience of their business, and if done in a suitable way can help improve and increase profits rather than being a burden and something extra that has to be done. At that event there was a lady from a company called Pasture for Life who are looking to do just that, sort of educate people on the environmental opportunities, environmental schemes that are out there for farmers and how they can integrate those into their businesses to not only improve the environment but also improve their farming systems and help their businesses be more resilient and sustainable long term. We have just applied for a funding scheme that Pasture for Life are doing, which is effectively some free training, workshops and one-to-one seminars to help us see how we could make some positive changes on our farm here and hopefully improve the environment and our herd health at the same time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've tried to keep me talking to a minimum and potentially talk over some of the clips rather than show me talking and then a video might be more engaging, but let me know what you think. I hope you've liked it. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to give it a like, and if you bump into anyone, if you like what I'm trying to do, trying to share some knowledge, my very minimal knowledge, and you think that other people might benefit or find it interesting, then please do spread the word.